Who is at fault in a car crash when the light turns yellow? Boy, if I had $1 for every time I got asked that question. That's always a hot topic. We've handled thousands of vehicle accidents at intersections, and many of those involve a situation where the light was changing. The law states that you have the right of way when the light is green and you can enter the intersection. When the light turns yellow, you need to enter it with caution, but you still have the right of way for your direction of travel. However, if the light turns red and any part of your vehicle, for example, the rear bumper, still remains in the intersection when your light turns red for your direction of travel, technically you've run a red light because you still occupied the intersection when the light turned red. But the yellow light issue is that people are waiting to turn left. The light turns yellow. There's still some cars coming toward them that are going to go straight past them, and they make their turn on the yellow. The car making the turn does not have the right-of-way on the yellow. The car proceeding through the intersection has the right-of-way. But it gets tricky as when the light turns red. And that comes into play, like I just said the example before, if the car is still in the intersection when the collision occurs and the light turns red. But to be safe, when the light turns yellow, you should either slow down and stop, or if you can get through the intersection safely on the yellow, you can proceed through the intersection. In other words, there's not time for you to safely stop. The car waiting to turn left to proceed across your lane of travel, that's the straight lane, they have a duty to wait. Technically, the car waiting to turn left is in this direction of travel. That's their lane of travel. So they still have a red light. If you think of them being at this side of the intersection, they're waiting to turn left. So when that light's yellow, they need to wait until it's safe to go. When it's safe to go, which is when the light turns red, then they have a duty to clear the intersection and complete their turn. They need to get out of the intersection. They're not running a red light because they're going on this direction of travel, which has a green light now. So it's not overly confusing, but I have a lot of clients ask me that, and typically what we see happens, and maybe you've seen this happen, where the light turns yellow and someone that's waiting to turn left says, oh, well, this car coming straight, the yellow light's going to be red, they're going to stop. It appears that they're slowing down, and so they start their left-hand turn and bam, collision. Well, the car turning left is going to be at fault if the light's still yellow because they did not have the right-of-way, the other vehicle did. So what really becomes important in cases like that is any video that you can get from businesses. If it's a busy intersection, there may be some security video at some businesses on the corners of the intersections. One of the critical pieces of evidence we need in an intersection collision, especially when there's a yellow light or a he said, she said situation, is dash cam video if it's available. If the client has a dash cam with video, if the at-fault driver has dash cam video, we want to get that secured and get a copy of that. Or in a lot of times, or a lot of cases, we see video being provided via the police officers who arrive at the scene by a witness who was maybe behind our client, or a car or two behind our client, or behind the at-fault driver at the time right before the impact, and they had a dash cam. Dash cam videos are critically important nowadays to use to prove your case because the videos, we see it all the time in the news. Videos are worth 1,000 words, and it's tough to argue with a video and spin the video. When people can watch what happened, they can make their own mind up and draw their own conclusions. And it's tough to sugarcoat that and paint it differently.